The following is a production of cprundown.com. The views and opinions expressed by the hosts of this podcast are those of the individual and not of any affiliated companies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rundown on Fun, a weekly podcast covering the Six Flags Entertainment Corporation, the amusement industry, and everything to do with fun. Here are your hosts, Carsten Anderson, Evan Schultz, and Kyle Hoop.
Welcome to this episode of the Rundown on Fun, our weekly podcast where we cover Cedar Point, Six Flags news, and everything to do with fun. And obviously, I'm not Kyle, and Kyle is currently MIA, but we actually have a little surprise at the very, very end. Kyle just got back from it felt like
it was a week long,
a 3-week tour of him being on the boat and stuff and whatever. I swear every day I'd open up a Snapchat from him and it'd be like, oh, he's doing something on the boat.
We're in the Bahamas. We're this place. We're
right.
That place.
Yeah.
I don't know. What ship was he on? It was one of the Disney ones.
He was on a Disney something, but... Anyway, at the very, very end of this, Evan and I will pretty much just say goodbye and stuff. And then we're actually going to kick it right to Kyle afterwards. And you'll be able to hear how well his boating 7-day whatever cruise that he did and stuff. And so feel free to listen to after Evan and I say goodbye. And we'll remind you once we're done with the episode. But anyway, Evan, so, obviously, we Six Flags sold off Six Flags St. Louis and Six Flags, or I'm sorry, Valley Fair.
Worlds of Fun.
Or, yeah, and Valley Fair too,
Michigan's
right?
Adventure.
Yeah.
Valley
Michigan's
Fair,
Adventure,
Adventure.
Yeah. It seems like almost like pretty much the core, like at least the core, like in my head would be like, the core Cedar Fair parks, like the ones that you would always... we're Cedar Fair.
The non-Paramount Cedar Fair parks.
Yeah, pretty much.
For the most part.
Yeah, if that's a really good way to look at it. And if you think about that, it's like the only thing that's left is like from like the original before is like Dorney, Cedar Point, Knott's Berry Farm, and is that it?
God, is that it?
That's crazy. I didn't even. Wow.
I'm going through them quickly in my head. Yeah, they're...
Wow. And we might be missing one, and someone's like yelling at while they're driving in traffic. No, you're missing. You're an idiot. You guys are missing. But anyway, so we were trying to figure out like what was going to happen because, Evan and I'm sure a bunch of everybody that's listening has the all season food dining plan for Six Flags and all the parks and everything like that and stuff. And we were wondering, since those got sold off, we knew that our pass was going to let us continue to get into there at least for the 2026 season. But they did say later on down the road they were going to have more information about the dining plans that were obviously going to be happening at those parks before Six Flags sold them. But Evan, you got an update with the Enchanted parks, and it's so a sad one.
Admittedly been, I don't know, excited, okay with Enchanted Parks and what their idea is. But yes. God, this is a misstep. They are straight up just saying, nope, we don't have a meal plan. End of story. So for what that means for probably the majority of us listening, which is people that are Cedar Point or Kings Island home parkers, is that if you visit any of the Enchanted Parks, sorry. Sucks to suck. I think Six Flags is still giving us like a $10 voucher or something like that.
Which I don't even understand. Like, how do we get that? Because I was looking at their website.
Is it going to be a thing in our pass? But our pass doesn't. Well, it scans, but like it doesn't communicate on that level. I don't think. Are they going to give us a coupon? Like,
right.
I don't know.
By the way, I forgot the breaking news before we just jumped right into this. This has nothing to do with that. Cedar Point opens in 7 days.
Oh yeah. That's
the big news, but yeah. So anyway, go back to.
All right. Yes. It's as we release this, it's a week.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically we're out of luck. If your home park's Cedar Point, Kings Island, any of the non-enchanted parks, you are screwed. You don't get anything besides maybe $10 meal voucher at those parks somehow, some way, maybe. I don't know. If your home park is Six Flags St. Louis or Worlds of Fun or Valley Fair, while they're not giving you a dining plan, they are at least making it right financially in the short term, I guess. You can either receive a full refund. Whatever you paid for your dining plan you will get that back. Or you can
but though, if you have all parks and you want to visit other parks, then you're out of luck.
Yes, if you have to surrender your dining plan then.
Right.
If you want to take your gold pass to Carowinds, you no longer have a dining plan there. So that if your home park is St. Louis and you're only going to St. Louis, that's probably what you're going to do. Because if you're just a local and you're not a traveler and you just go to Six Flags St. Louis, that's probably what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Or the other option is you still are, you're still surrendering your meal plan, but you will get, you may exchange your dining plan for an Enchanted Parks e-gift card and receive a one-time additional 20% bonus. So they say, for example, you can exchange if you paid $100 for your dining plan, you can exchange that and you'll receive a $120 e-gift card, which will be valid at all Enchanted Parks locations.
And it's not just for food. You can use that pretty much, sounds like, for
any park purchase, it says.
Yeah.
That's nice. Even upgrades, even fast lane or
But,
whatever they're going to wind up calling it in the future. But yeah, that's fine, I guess. I think
if Six Flags St. Louis or something was my home park, I would be like looking at that option, because I'd be like, you know what?
Yeah, but I would still be pissed. Right. And then they also have a thing here that says take no action. You may decide to keep your dining plan. It will remain active and may be used at only Six Flags owned parks throughout the 2026 season, subject to the terms of your original purchase. The dining plan will not be valid at Enchanted Parks and no additional compensation will be offered. So if you live in the middle of in between, I don't know, St. Louis and Chicago, and you frequent Six Flags St. Louis and you bought your pass through there because it was cheaper, you can just take no action and you won't get your meal plan at Six Flags St. Louis when you go there, but you will still get your meal plan when you go to Six Flags Great America when you go there. I don't know. Again, I've been a fan of Enchanted Parks. I've said it's probably better for these parks to be at the top of the food chain in Enchanted Parks rather than be way at the bottom of the totem pole in Six Flags and potentially sold and closed. But from you want to come in with a bang, right? If you're Enchanted Parks, you want to make yourselves look good. Getting rid of the dining plan was not the way to do that.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people in every one of these markets, if they're local, they look forward to going to the park in the evening, getting the much improved food over the last couple of years and riding a couple rides and going home. And now people ain't going to do that. If I had to go to Cedar Point and pay $25 for the meal, and on top of the $5 a gallon gas to get out there, I'm not going to go as much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do go, I'm going to stop at McDonald's on my way in or out for much cheaper and not pay the money at the park. So, icky.
Although it's kind of interesting, I was thinking about this as well. I guess the writing was almost on the wall and we didn't even really see it, because even before Six Flags took over, the merge between Six Flags and Cedar Fair, if you think about it, I don't remember any crazy highlights and improvements of we're improving our dining areas and our food or to any of these parks. And so it was
their main thing was just we're going to make the parks prettier.
Yeah. So it was almost writing on the wall to where we didn't even notice that. None of us noticed that, to where it was wow.
It seems like Enchanted doesn't really care about food, which is bad.
And
bad.
Hopefully, when obviously we're going to get a full scoop of it when we're on our boys trip and stuff and everything.
Will we though? Because I ain't paying for this crap.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're going to come out. Who knows? Maybe they'll come out with some limited edition bites or something like that, or whatever.
My $10 voucher.
Right. Yeah.
Somehow.
So we'll. Yeah. I mean. It's a bummer. I would agree with you. I'm just curious on like what was going on behind the scenes or something like that. But it is actually nice that they didn't completely swing and miss, and at least they're offering an actual gift card.
I mean, at least they're not saying sorry to the
sorry, like, contact Six Flags. Like, we're not all, right. Like, what do we,
And like, for us, I mean, I can sit here and armchair engineer, as they say, and say that, well, this is a dumb idea. This is stupid. This is awful. This sucks. But like, for me, being that Cedar Point's my home park, aside from 8 hours out of my summer while we're at these parks and stopping in, this doesn't affect me at all. I don't really care, but see, we aren't allowed to make fun of Six Flags anymore because we're part of Six Flags. So now I'm going to start making fun of Enchanted Parks. You guys are idiots. Sorry.
So,
idiots for this. Well, and maybe it's just like too much on the plate.
Maybe.
No pun intended.
Like, maybe they'll come
back. We'll worry about meal plans next year.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it was just too soon, too fast, and just there's too many things to go through. I don't know.
Is there that with these parks, there's not a huge season pass holder base that was using dining plans, and the in-park spending was going to be there anyways. And
right, yeah.
I mean, I feel like they had to have at least like thought about this, right? I don't know.
Either that, or maybe a lot of people that you quote unquote use their dining plan and stuff would have been the people that were traveling from park to park to park and not like actual homers kind of thing and whatnot. But
I do want to mention two more things. If you bought all season fast lane, it is still valid there, which is, thank God. And then drink plans. I'm going to read this. Y'all can decide what you think it actually means for us. Yes, Enchanted Parks does have a souvenir tumbler drink plan that can be purchased for one-time use, all-day use, or use for the entire 2026 season. These souvenir tumblers can be purchased on site at the parks. Previously purchased drink plans will be available for use at Enchanted Parks. That to me sounds like our paper cups will still be there. That's what that sounds like. Or are they going to say, no, we don't do the paper cups, but we'll give you this souvenir cup,
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see when we're out and about. Because obviously the parks really haven't opened yet, so we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I think St. Louis and Worlds of Fun both opened last weekend. And I mean, again, no shade to those parks, but they don't exactly have a big influencer pool.
Right.
Now, see, I was just saying the food plan I don't really care about. It sucks, but whatever. If we're there in the middle of July, I don't care if we're at these parks for an hour. If I can't get a drink, I would be pissed.
Yeah.
That sucks. But it does that's not true. Like, we'll get a drink somehow, some way. It's just I don't know what it's going to look like.
Right, how it's going to work and so on and so forth. But to be we'll find out when we go.
That's the nitty-gritty news for the week, I guess. I keep saying that we're done talking about Enchanted Parks, and yet we still keep talking about them.
And we'll probably talk about them again because obviously boys trip. So we'll tell them, everything.
What's the Enchanted Parks stock ticker?
I have no idea.
Because we're about to become the Rundown and Fun and
I don't even. Do they even have one? I don't even know.
They might not.
I don't think they might. I don't think they're publicly traded unless I could be wrong.
It does not look like they are.
No, not yet.
So we are the Rundown on Fun and Enchantment.
There we go. Perfect.
Changing the name, effective now.
I'm going to move on here. And so
let's go back to our actual parks.
So Six Flags Great America opened, I think, like 2 weeks ago now, Saturday. Or something like that.
Saturday. Well, as you listen to it, they opened a week ago.
Oh, okay. There you go. And parked, I saw some pictures online and stuff. The park looked really good. They had a fence where the go-karts used to be, and stuff, like a wood fence and stuff. And there's a bunch of teasers on that fence, which is pretty cool. I'm going to read them to you. There's one that says, "Adventure is just beyond these trees." And there's giant, like, wood, like evergreen trees, like, going on in the background and stuff. So, and then I cannot read. Is there a space? Like a... No, No, I can't read. There's like camp something. Camp.
Not the most quality pictures.
Yeah. Something like camp something loading is what it, I think is what it said. Here's a better ones. It says follow the whispers and then follow the trails. And there's like a trail and stuff and everything. And then this is the big one that caught my eye and stuff. It says something new is sprouting in 2027. So
I know.
I don't know.
I know in that press release a couple years ago now, at this point, they said Six Flags Great America was in line to get a big new kids area. And that's what everybody is just assuming this is. But like these teasers don't sound like a kids area.
It doesn't, yeah.
Unless they're building a Camp Snoopy. Like that's the only thing I could think of.
They could be doing it.
And the go-karts did not take up a small amount of area.
Yeah,
like, they were pretty. Like
I'm still surprised that they were there when they opened up Wrath of Rakshasa, and I was like, "Oh, the go-karts are still there." Huh.
Like that's a lot of room. And,
yeah.
I mean, it would be a great kids area. Don't get me wrong, and their kids areas as they are now kind of suck. But
yeah,
God, I don't know. Like, do you tease a kids area with that versus just like I don't know,
right in the beginning of the season,
family fun sprouting in 2027. Like, okay, yeah, that's a kids area, but
right.
Follow the wooded path with whispers and da 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 da. Like, huh? Yeah. It sounds a little more ominous, but also, yeah, I don't know. That is way closer to Wrath of Rakshasa than I thought it was.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right there.
Way closer. That park is weird.
And then speaking of enhancements, the landscaping, it's obviously opening day, so everything looks like super top notch. At least that I was seeing and stuff, the pictures.
Everything that's actually planted by this point.
Right. They had some really nice flowers looking and everything by the is it like a reflection pool or just a pool?
Yeah.
You walk in and you see like a giant blue pool. And they also, it looks like they painted the bottom of the pool. It's all nice and blue. Looks really, really good. Obviously they're celebrating
50th anniversary. They got to make it Nathan Brady.
Yeah. Yeah. They're celebrating their 50th anniversary, which is really cool. And then someone actually found a photo of with that pool, I guess you could say, of water that they have. It looks like they did some upgrades and they installed some kind of pumps and stuff and everything. And I don't quote me if I'm wrong, because I'm not 100% sure on this park or anything. I don't think it's ever had a fountain or anything like that. So maybe they're going to add like a really cool fountain in the middle of it, or maybe I know they're going to have like a nighttime cool spectacular show for their 50th anniversary. Maybe they're going to have like really cool fountains that are going to do stuff. I don't know. I guess we'll find out later on once the once the season gets into full swing and stuff and they start talking about everything and whatever. So
I don't think there's ever been fountains there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up like pictures of their original opening day, and it always just looked like a pool.
And then last, this isn't Six Flags Great America, but Six Flags Magic Mountain just posted a legendary name returns just in time to celebrate, and it's the great.
That ride's 50th, isn't it?
Is it 50?
Oh, you keep talking. I'll look it up.
Oh my goodness! That's if it maybe it is. Yeah.
1976 sounds right for that ride for Revolution.
The Great American Revolution is coming back, and if you go to Six Flags Magic Mountain Facebook page, you can see the pictures, and they've got like the old school like logo and stuff and everything that's replaced it and stuff. It looks really good.
Get this. So yes, the Great American Revolution opened in 1976.
Okay. Oh wow.
So that was the first looping coaster, not looping, first vertical loop rather than a corkscrew.
That's a fun coaster. I got to ride it. So yeah.
I might ride it this summer.
Yeah.
In a month. So anyways, when it opened, from 1976 to 1980, it was known as Great American Revolution. Till 87, it was known as La Revolution.
Okay.
And then from 88 till 2015, it was just Revolution.
Oh, okay.
And then from 2016 until now, it's been called the New Revolution. So this is, and at least according to Roller Coaster Database, it was called just Great American Revolution to start. Now it's called the Great American Revolution. So this is now it
seems like every time Six Flags before the merger and whatever, like it seems like anytime they had new ownership, like random things would happen to that ride and random new names would just pop up or something.
But screw it, let's change the name of this ride again.
But anyway,
weird park.
Moving along here, Six Flags Great Adventure.
Yeah,
you have a little bit of a boardwalk update. I thought I saw really pictures or something of like their new. I can't remember their new coaster that they've got going on the boardwalk.
Yeah, oh my god, I can't remember the name of it.
Just got
Barrels
done.
of Fun. Is that what it's called? Barrels of Fun?
Barrels of Fun? I think something like it. It's a very off the wall name that you wouldn't think of like a roller coaster. When I saw that name, I was like, oh, cool. They're going to have like a Barrels of Fun ride. No, I think that.
What is it called?
Yeah, I think it is Barrels of Fun.
Yeah, Barrels of Fun.
Okay.
Weird. Anyway, so their new boardwalk area that we talked about last episode, it's taking shape. It's going to open this year. This Barrels of Fun is the former Raging Cajun from Six Flags America and Six Flags Great America. It went to Six Flags Great Adventure, and it is now being painted blue and going to be part of the, what are they calling it? Shoreline Pier on the boardwalk at Six Flags Great Adventure. It's taking shape. It's probably mostly done by the time we've recorded this.
I thought I saw some kind of post or something saying that it was complete, but maybe... maybe it
it's
wasn't.
very possible.
It's a very
the latest. Yeah, you know what? The latest picture here on Roller Coaster Database from 6 days ago, it looks complete.
Nice,
I don't know if like all the sensors and everything are complete and built, but
at least the circuit's complete.
Yes, or at least very, very close.
Okay.
Kind of hard to tell. And then also, I believe it was actually Zamperla posted this, just pictures of the flat rides of theirs that moved from Six Flags America to this new boardwalk area. That all got nice touches of paint and da.
Oh, nice.
And then it seems like construction on quote unquote Project Purple has slowed down some, but it's still moving.
Maybe it's because
it's still stupidly crazy looking. I think the latest update is that the whole first inversion upside down launch thingy majiggy is done, and they are starting work on the actual tower that it's going to go up.
I was going to say, probably need to get like a crane or something for that.
Yeah. And maybe that's something that they're not going to do while the park is in operation, but the base of it is there. It looks very similar to the base of, Top Thrill 2 or King Kaka's, like up or down pull out of its spike or the top hat. Similar support system, but this is a mock rides build. It is not Zamperla, it's not Intamin, but still looks very similar. So they're moving. This thing is flying, literally. And in about a year, it will be physically flying. The trains will be flying probably at 100, 110 miles an hour. So that's super exciting.
I'm going to say like 127 miles an hour.
To beat King Ka by a single mile an hour. That'd be hilarious. So, anyways, that's all the news. Cedar Point opens in a week, but we have both been to Kings Island, not at the same time, but we've both been to Kings Island now.
Yeah.
You've talked about Phantom Theater, so maybe I should lead with my thoughts on Phantom Theater.
Yes, you lead, and I want to hear your thoughts.
Let's see. What can I say? It's fantastic. The theming, the game, it works so well, surprisingly. I love the cat in the queue line, especially because the two main characters of the ride chit chat with each other, and they ask the cat a question, and the cat just starts meowing. So that's fun. But the ride itself, I didn't ride the original Phantom Theater, so I haven't even watched the POV of the original Phantom Theater. But it seems like it did the original really good justice and brought back a lot of the I don't know, nostalgia of the original. And it's so full of animatronics, and they all were working really well, which is kind of surprising for a regional park. I know it's only the second weekend, but I don't know, like animatronics, Universal can't even get them right half the time. So the story was fun, and it was cute, and it was funny, and I don't know. It's such an upgrade over Boo Blasters and even Scooby Doo from the early 2000s. I found myself not really even playing the game and just kind of giggling along to all the scenes, and and I also noted that the game is very easy to play, and it gives. I remember being a little kid and being pissed because my dad was so good at shooting the targets and being really accurate. And little kid me couldn't do that. So I always got, discouraged and it's right. Stupid. So I think having the ability, making the game super easy makes it fun for everybody, so that there's not that little kid that gets pissed off and discouraged because he sucked at the game, and the whole family will actually have fun because the game's actually competitive between all of them. Cause it's literally just hold a flashlight and just flail it around the room and see what you hit. But it works super well too. It's not like, at least I rode it twice this weekend, and it both times it worked really, really well. The first ride, there was a little glitch, and like one of the scenes they send 2 cars at a time. I don't know if you noticed that, Carsten, but yeah, they seem to have like lowered the capacity to help the game work a little bit better. But
I believe it's actually the same amount of cars. I think it was like 27 cars before, but I think that they staggered them the way that they do, so that way the game system that they use or whatever is able to like reset itself, kind of thing.
Okay.
I believe that's
our little 2-car segment. Like, it didn't reset right for one of the scenes.
Okay.
That was the first time we wrote it.
Bummer.
But then the second time we wrote it, it all worked. And honestly, like, you can enjoy this ride even if the game doesn't work. And I think that was part of the plan too, is like, look, the shooting gun rides or shooting flashlight rides, doesn't matter where they are, when they were built, who they were built by, they're always finicky. They always are. So let's make a ride that even if your gun doesn't work, you're still going to have a fun time.
Yeah.
And Phantom Theater totally accomplishes that. Totally accomplishes
I know
that.
a lot of people were kind of bummed that it's not, because I watched some kind of original POV that someone posted or whatever, or way back when and stuff, and it was the POV, like I was like,
scary.
Wow, it was very scary. Yeah, it was very very scary and stuff. And I'm like, that's cool, but like if you're wanting to have like an interactive game and stuff like that, like in my head, and how like low and slow, it moves and stuff and everything, I don't think you'd want to have something like super scary like that if you're trying to play a game. Now, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I feel like if you were able to move the cars a lot faster, or maybe just randomly move them and things like that, I'm just thinking outside the box a little bit, then I think you could have it be scary and also play the game at the same time. But the way that like it's kind of just lolling through and stuff, like the real how slow it is, like it doesn't, I don't know, unless you just wanted to, because I don't think the original Phantom Theater, like I don't think you had to do anything, right? There was not a game or anything.
No, it was just a dark ride, like any like Haunted Mansion type thing.
Yeah, so I mean, if they, so I mean, they could have won Spooky if they didn't have a game with it, but
and like it's in Planet Snoopy. Like, this isn't supposed to be a scary ride,
right?
Like, people are like, "Oh, it's too cartoony." No, it's not.
I think it's great.
Kids area.
It's really great.
Perfect. The facade is awesome. The queue line is awesome. The Maestro's back up there in his perch where he belongs.
Yes,
it's great. No Legs Larry's funny.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple little Easter eggs of old rides. The vulture or whatever from the original Beastie is there, and it's super cool.
There's a lot of Easter eggs.
There's a lot of many little things to read. Like, early in the ride, there's a cork board with a bunch of little notes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even tell you what they said, but I'm sure there's little Easter eggs on there to that call back to old rides and the original ride and even Boo Blasters, I'm sure. And it seems like, and when I say this, I don't want to make it sound like they were cheaping out, but it seems like they did a really good job of using what they had and making it and upgrading it for this ride. Like towards the end of Boo Blasters, if you remember, there was Boocifer in the corner playing his organ, and he'd turn around and his creepy face was looking at you. Well, what did they do? They took that setup. They didn't remove it. They put the Maestro's face on that same animatronic.
Yeah.
Added the cat, upgraded the audio, and painted it, and it looks great. And it doesn't feel like they're cheaping out to me. Like they did a great ride on probably a pretty tight budget.
And they also, like, for instance, like there was like scenes from, you know, Boo Blasters where there was one where I can't remember what the scene was exactly, but there was like one that was chasing around in a circle. Yeah, they have.
They're still using that. They have No Legs Larry.
Yeah, No Legs Larry's going around in a circle and stuff. So they not like they completely started from zero, and you know.
And yeah, I guess agree. On some levels, yeah, sure, fine. You could call it they were being cheap, but like, I don't know, like it works really well, and it doesn't feel like I was just riding the same ride all over again.
No, yeah.
They're very. It's clear that they had a budget.
And they put a lot of the budget into the gaming, Sally and all of the animatronics that they have. There's a lot of animatronics.
And we can complain that Six Flags probably didn't give them much of a budget to do this, and that's a whole different conversation. Oh, Six Flags, they suck. But bottom line, Kings Island and Sally Dark Rides did a lot with a little.
Yeah,
is what I'm getting.
It's cool.
Like, a lot.
It's cool. Hopefully this was working when you wrote it. But the cool when you go by the blast oven kind of thing.
Yep.
And the furnace or whatever you want to call it, and you could feel the crazy warmth and stuff and everything, and maybe like a little smell of like smoke and stuff. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, like it very, very fun ride, and I don't know, it moves at the same speed Boo Blasters did, but it feels longer.
Yeah, it does.
They didn't add anything to it, but it feels longer.
It's probably because like Boo Blasters, I feel like you were always trying to get to the next scene.
Always trying to hit the next target. Where this, it's like game scene and then animatronic scene, then game scene, then animatronic, then game. Yeah, that's true. You can really focus on the ride more.
And the popularity has been insane for it. Like, absolutely. Like, the
3 hour wait.
For it, 3 hour wait. Like, and the park has done really well putting everybody in, what is it, the theater or something, with whatever they have over there.
Yeah, the little Peanuts theater right next door.
And I mean, it's AC'd in there, so people have to wait in the queue in there and stuff, and it's just
say what you will about Fastlane and stuff screwing up the line, but it's a popular ride.
And people, like everybody that I was talking to and stuff, I was like, oh, how did you like it? And everyone gave me thumbs up. They thought it was really good. They thought it was really good.
Now that I've been there for opening weekend and stuff, I think on a normal day trip to that park, you probably don't need to make a point of riding it necessarily, but I think if it was my home park, I'd probably ride it.
It's just like the antique cars that they, remember?
Yeah.
They added it, and the antique cars always has like an hour line because, the Kings Island faithful really love their nostalgic old classic rides that come back.
That park and its fan base seem very, very in tune with the nostalgia stuff.
Yeah.
Like they really care about that crap, which is good. That's good. For a park that's quote unquote only 54 years old, that's awesome. They should be. It's an awesome park with surprisingly a lot of amazing history for quote unquote a young park. It's everything Kings Island does is awesome to me. Not a single thing that they've done in recent years besides getting rid of coaster stock, not officially, but
how about them
getting rid of coaster stock is amazing.
We don't know. Nothing's been announced.
Well, that's why I said not officially.
Okay, fair. What I also saw was they expanded the prestige parking, the VIP parking area, which was nice, and they extended it like a lot more, and it looks like there's also going to be like kind of like a self gate kind of thing where you scan your own pass and you're able to go in there. And then I also saw a picture of someone took a picture there where there's a lot number counter there or something to let you know
how many spaces are left.
Yeah, I was like, I've seen that at the airport and stuff, but that'll be nice if they implement it.
Funny story.
Oh no!
When we got there on Saturday, I don't know if nobody told Homeboy that the park was open, but the parking lot opens, right?
Yeah.
And people drive over to the preferred parking or prestige parking, whatever you want to call it. And they just didn't have, like, they had cones in front of the entrance to they have two lanes going into the prestige lot, and then there's an exit lane coming out of the prestige lot. Well, there's probably 10 cars ahead. Great. And I've never seen this yet. I have no idea what the new setup is.
Yeah.
I'm just following the line of traffic, and we turn in, and it ends up being the exit lane because the entrance lanes are blocked off.
Oh no.
We just, the gate attendant's like, what are you guys doing? And we're like, I don't know. And so we all just drove into preferred parking.
And let me just say, I was gonna say, let me just say, I think he went on, like, I don't know, all of Ohio decided to go to Kings Island too.
Dude, I've been to that park when it's been so crowded. I don't think I've ever seen it that crowded. I maybe I've seen it more crowded, but once the season's really going and everything's open and running full trains and all the workers are, top notch and fast, and that's not saying they aren't good yet, but it's weekend too. They're slower, they're learning.
Yeah.
Racer was only running one train. Adventure Express isn't open yet. Like stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I've probably been there when it's been busier, but not. It wasn't running as it was on Saturday. But just, I mean, it was just nuts. Like, and it's not like there was any like security issues or anybody running amok and causing a ruckus, but it was just so packed.
That's good. That's good to hear, though. I mean, everyone seems like, especially you and I, cabin fever from the stupid winter that we had, because it was a really brutal winter that we had up here in northern Ohio.
They have in front of Banshee and in front of Diamondback, like a $10 spin a wheel and you'll get a one-time fast lane for whatever ride you land on.
Oh, cool.
The lines for those were like 40 people deep. Like, dude, just go wait the hour for Diamondback. Like,
or
you're better off.
Or if you go download, the Six Flags app,
pay the $10
and pay. You can, because it was actually cool when I got into Kings Island and opened up the Six Flags app, and obviously it knew I was at Kings Island, and it populated the screen. It showed obviously my pass, and then after that it showed if I wanted to buy one-time fast lane or whatever, or I could order food even though that was off. It was nice to see that they might be doing mobile ordering food once the staffing and everybody starts to understand what's going on and stuff. But
places even would have that capability there. Maybe Chicken Shack, and maybe
there was Chicken Shack. I think there was which one?
Jukebox Diner.
Yes.
Vortex?
Yes.
Not Vortex.
Yes.
The Vortex isn't there anymore. But you know what I meant.
Yes, there was that place, and I think there was also Annie Ann's Pretzel. You can mobile order. Well, I mean, if you
have the snack option, right?
Or if you look at the line, everyone seems to, so you just like, oh, there's my pretzel, and just bypass the line, and there you go. So I'm curious to see if Cedar Point is gonna have that, because I know, since Grand Pavilion, was built and stuff, the one side that we would they would always have those mobile little things, lockers, and they've never been used.
Same with coasters, I think, right?
Coasters, I was actually able to do it.
That's right. You used it like once.
No, I used it a bunch. I would scan into the park, and I'd be like, I would look, and I'm like, oh, the line for coasters was kind of out the automatic door, and so I'd be like, okay, and get on the app. At the time it was the Cedar Point app, and I would go on there and and then walk right in and be like, oh, mobile order for me, and there it was, and bypass the line. It was really nice. Worked really. I mean, it was really. It doesn't need to be that much of a difference with mobile ordering. All you do is, as soon as like the ticket prints out, you put it there, and you put whatever food is on the ticket, and then you set it in a specific mobile order line or locker or whatever, and then there you go. That's it. So
mobile ordering works really well at Universal, and I think Disney too.
Oh, Universal does such a great job, especially when you sit down and you don't even have to talk to anybody about, what you want to order and stuff. And you just scan the QR code,
scan a barcode, and you're good.
Put your pass in there, boom, boom. That's it.
Yeah,
it's very, very flawless. But hopefully, we'll get there. And
anyways, I'm just going back to the spinning wheel and thinking, okay, so I'm gonna wait 40 minutes to spin this wheel. I'm gonna spin it, and I'm gonna get like friggin' Queen City stunt coaster when I could have just waited an extra 20 minutes and ridden Diamondback through the standby line.
I've seen this because all the spots that like it's almost like a Wheel of Fortune wheel almost, but it's just like one that just is obviously standing up. But it's like all the spaces are equal pretty much. There's not like a space that's bigger or smaller or whatever. So
which is fair, right? But you might get a crappy ride.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I paid, but this is years and years ago. But it was a busy day, and I was with like a girlfriend at the time, and so I'm like, okay, it's $5, whatever. I think at the time, so I did that, and
inflation.
I spun the wheel, and I kid you not, I got the bat. I'm like, are you?
Yeah, because that ride always has a line.
I'm like, yeah. So
I remember, I can't remember. I think it was Adventure Express, but I could be wrong. But there was a time I was there, again, probably 10 years ago at this point, and I was spinning, and I wanted Diamondback or Beast or Banshee or whatever, although I hate Banshee now. But, I wanted that, and there was a kid that went before me, little kid. I think he wanted Adventure Express, like so bad, right? He didn't get it. He got like one of the good rides. He got like Beast or Diamondback, whatever. So I'm like, well, hey, hold on. If I get Adventure Express, we'll trade. Okay. And sure enough, I spun what he wanted. He already had what I wanted. It was swapped.
You're like, well, let's trade it. And there you go.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah. So anyways, that's a really long-winded thing to talk about for Kings Island opening. But anyways, the park itself looked great. As always. I ate a Coney barbecue. I got the smoked chicken. That was really good. And then we went and ate at Brew House later that night. We waited probably an hour, but it was really good food. It was hot. It was fresh. It was packed. I mean, we rode Mystic. We rode Beast with its retrack on the second hill.
Beast. Oh my God. Is it?
It's just so good.
It's jump in a little bit more into that. So, I feel like, because I asked you, I was like, did you feel or did you notice a difference? You said not really, not a whole lot. I feel like as soon as the hill, it drops off the second drop of the hill, like it doesn't seem to like, because I remember when you would fall off the drop and it would start going down and you'd start going and then you would hit the trim and then I'll go on about your business. But that it was just like I was a little shaky, but it wasn't like what it was what I just kind of like described and stuff or whatever. But it was really I don't know. It was really good. I can't wait to like ride it when it's like a nice warm summer day or something like that, because that's going to be really hot. I was surprised that they did keep the trim. I thought maybe that was going to be gone, but then
there are all three times I rode it, I was kind of towards the back of the train, so you don't really feel the trims as much back there anyways, but maybe they took like one or two away.
Maybe. It's still an insane coaster, and
I'll tell you what though, I could tell you exactly where they're going to retrack next. Way out in the woods before the second lift hill.
There's a nice
potholes.
There's a good I know what you're talking about. As soon as you make that turn and go up the hill and start to climb up the lift hill. That needs to be
approaching the straightaway, not this where it flattens out before it goes up the second lift. It's like, oh my God. And even in the middle row of the car.
And everyone, the last podcast that we had, Sarah was on there, my girlfriend, and she was actually able to ride. We were able to ride the Beast.
We actually parked now 3 times, and that was her first time riding.
We got the very, 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 very it was down for a little bit and whatever, and then it just randomly opened. And we got the very first public train of 2026, which is really cool. And then,
nice.
And then when it was down for most of the day, we were there.
Like all day.
Yes. And then kudos to Kings Island's maintenance team and whatever, but they worked, we could see them working, on the hill and stuff and whatever from Eiffel Tower. And, I was like, I don't think a night ride's going to happen, whatever. And then all of a sudden I saw a train start moving. I'm like, we need to go. I think this is going to open. And I think I texted you, Evan, because I think it was like, I think the park closed at 9. And I think we were over there at like 8:30, and I'm like, we need to go over there because I think
I texted you at like 8:40. I'm like, did this stupid ride ever reopen?
Yeah,
and you're like, it just did. I'm like, they close in 15 minutes.
Yeah. It was closed all day, except for like maybe 15 minutes before.
Hour in the morning.
Yeah.
The amount of people I saw on social media, we left. That ride never opened. It was closed all day.
Yeah.
It wasn't open to the public. I'm like,
and she,
no.
So she's always, obviously always wanted to ride the Beast and stuff and everything. So she got her day ride and stuff, and she loved it. I'm like, well, just wait. I was like, wait until you get a nighttime ride on it. It'll be a different animal. And she's like, okay, and luckily it opened up and stuff. And
if you will.
It was actually dark, which was really cool too. Cause I was like, let's just, make sure that we get to the very, 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 very end of the line. Cause I want to make sure it's like a dark ride. When
we walked over there at close to closing on Saturday, the line was literally all the way back to the basketball game.
Was all the queues full too on the side on everything? Yeah.
Yes, and the station.
Oh, the switchbacks in the station were full too. Oi, yeah, that's a yeah. So anyway,
but whew.
we were able to obtain the night ride. It was as great as I ever remember it, and she loved it. And I think she said that, I want to say Banshee was maybe her number one there, or
maybe we gotta talk.
Maybe it was Maybe it was Diamondback. I don't know. She's gonna yell at me.
If it was Banshee, Sarah. If it was Banshee,
she did like it. She did like it, but we rode it this year, and she was like, I
genuinely hate Banshee. That ride is so bad.
But anyway, the top spot for her number one coaster at Kings Island is the Beast at Night. The Beast at Night. So it definitely lived up to the crazy high expectations. I talked about it and stuff.
Yeah, and you guys are about to go to Hollywood Nights in like a month.
I know, yeah. So hopefully we'll be able to stop at the park.
Voyage night rides.
And no, we'll stop at Kings Island, get a night ride or some kind of ride on the Beast, and then go off our way and then ride the Voyage and be like, all right, which one do you like better? And
I've done Beast and Voyage in the same day.
It's hard to compare.
Could have been able to do Steel Vengeance and Voyage in the same day, but Voyage wasn't open. That there was an issue. And if you remember Hollywood Nights in 2021,
I do remember that.
I'm talking about.
Yes.
But yeah, I did Coaster Mania in the morning, and I left at like noon.
Oh yeah.
After riding Steel Vengeance, I'm like, I'm gonna ride Steel Vengeance and Voyage in the same day, and then Voyage wasn't open.
Yeah.
But it's possible. It sucks. I mean, dude, getting up at like 4 a.m. and going to Cedar Point and then driving down 75 through Bowling Green and Dayton, and
I mean, you could have having to work instead. Sleep. I mean,
Oh my God, no, yeah, I agree, but I was so tired. That was such a boring drive.
You didn't have the go energy like I do,
No, not even back then.
And then,
I don't know. What else did there talk about?
I'm trying to think. I don't
know. Like Kings Island was Kings Island. Like,
yeah, it didn't seem like really it skipped a beat. To be fair, like everything, the new obviously like the new gift shop and stuff, that was really nice. A lot. Yeah, nice. Evan, I don't know if you bought any merch, but I ended up buying a few T-shirts because the merch this year I think is really out of this world.
The merch is good. The merch is mostly good. I have a bone to pick with the AI crap, but
yeah.
That's not a conversation for this, but
right.
The merch is good. The merch is good. I like the Phantom Theater stuff. All of it. I don't know if you saw it. I didn't buy it yet or any of it yet, but they had, and I saw it in a couple different places, little like picture frames with pins, limited edition pins by decade. Like, so there was a 1970s limited edition set, and there was like 6 in there. Then there was 1980s and 1990s. They's are cool, and they're $50 for 6.
I saw that, and they're in a nice frame, and it looked really
cheap. Actually,
looked really nice
for limited edition stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't buy myself a single thing. I completely forgot.
What? Wow!
I bought my mom. Her birthday is the 8th. Cedar Point opens the 9th, so I can't buy her Cedar Point stuff. So I did buy my mom a couple gifts.
Okay.
But yeah, I just completely forgot to buy myself.
There's a brand new homage T-shirt for the Beast, and it's like a hunter green, and it's got the really cool, nice Beast logo on it.
I did almost buy that, and now that I know that you did, I'm glad I didn't, so that we're not twinning like we have.
Oh, I think because I was hanging out with Lori, and also Sarah. Sarah bought one, Lori bought one, I bought one. I think Ellen bought one. So we're all going to be.
I bet you Brad did too.
We're all going to be twinning. Yeah. We're all going to show up to,
The only thing I really wanted for myself, well, there's 2 things that I could see myself getting. One was the fleece blanket for Phantom Theater until I saw that it was like $65.
It's a real nice warm blanket.
It better be. But then they had a Phantom Theater pin set.
Okay.
A set, and then also just a singular Phantom Theater pin. Like, I'll get those eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was
trying to think.
This sounds boring, but like, there's not really anything to talk about. It was Kings Island was Kings Island.
It was really good. The rides were really good. Operations was really good, I thought.
Yeah.
Besides like maybe them missing a few trains here and there and stuff or whatever.
So when you were there, Diamondback was on 2 trains.
Yes.
It was on 3.
Oh, nice. See, that's good.
Adventure Express wasn't open yet for me, and I know it wasn't open obviously for you.
Right.
But it's been testing this week, so it's going to open this weekend. Racer was running 1 train on each side for us. That's been testing this week, so that tells me that they have the two trains. Right?
And anyone I know people are rolling their eyes. Why is Racer behind? Like Racer is
a Winterfest.
Yes, Winterfest. So it's hard for them to.
Same for Mystic. It's still on 2 trains and whatever. I know people are rolling their eyes like, well, they should be ready to go. And, they probably were in years past. And it's just, I don't know, like parts aren't easily available anymore.
Right. Yeah. It could be a parts issue. It could also be like, they were like working on like the heavy hitters, the big hitters. And they're like,
Orion had its stuff ready. Beast had its stuff ready.
Right. So, they really put all their resources into that, and then like, okay, cool. And then it's like, oh wow, where'd the winner go? It's,
I wish Banshee was closed instead of Adventure Express, but it is what it is.
Hey man,
what's everybody's infatuation with Invertigo lately?
I have no idea.
So I don't know. Invertigo closed in July of last year?
Yeah, something like that. Not sure why, but yeah.
I swear to God, ever since then, and it didn't even stop in the off season. Ever since then, is Invertigo reopening? Are they working on Invertigo? Who cares?
It's almost like the Top Thrill 2 or Top Thrill Dragster of Kings Island. Yeah.
Right, sucks.
Yeah.
Like, and if inquiring minds are wondering, yes, they are working on Invertigo. The train is back on the track. It will open probably this weekend. Are you happy?
Yeah, right. They'll be like, oh yay, I can wear my meta glasses and get an on-ride POV and be shaky and
Listen, I know everybody's excited about the meta glasses being allowed on rides. The saturation of coaster POVs I've already seen this year, it's like, guys.
Yeah, we I don't know for sure, but we might be adding to the saturation because I might be getting a pair. But it'll be done in a very professional manner per se.
I'm muting you. I'm sick of seeing POVs.
But it won't be like me like moving my head around and stuff. It'll be like I'll be like moving my head very slowly and showing stuff around. No, because No, because like I kind of like a little bit, because then like I like the POV of like a person, because then if you look left, you can see like what's going on. Like look over to the park, or you look right. Like
going up the lift hill.
That's I think how I plan on doing it is something like that, and not just like whoa and just moving my head all around and. Oh yeah, I'm riding and stuff. So that's still kind of up in the air. But I think that
it's fine, like going up the lift hill and you look around, or just kind of slowly panning. But these people are just like bobbling their head around and like, oh, look at Windseeker, oh, look at the beat. And also, I'm in row 5. Whoop-de freaking do. Like,
Evan, you're getting old, man. Evan, you're getting old, buddy. You're like, get off my lawn. I don't care.
Oh my god!
If that's where it's going, my friend.
Certain pages probably think I'm attacking them, but it's not just them. It's everybody.
No,
everybody.
Well,
it's the stupid person that doesn't even run a page that just got meta glasses and threw it in the Kings Island season pass holders group. Like, dude, I don't.
Yeah, there was a lot.
I promise you, I don't care.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot. By the way, really quick before we end this and then have Kyle
before I continue complaining.
Yeah, right. And then we have Kyle join us in just a second. We're obviously having our group photo at Cedar Point.
Oh yeah, we should probably talk about that.
On opening day. It's going to be at 3 p.m. I made an announcement on the event page. It's going to be at 3 o'clock. We're going to be pretty much right where Corkscrew station is, I guess you could say, like right on the midway.
In front of the Corkscrew station.
Yeah. So meet us there at 3 o'clock. Anybody's invited. Doesn't matter. And then afterwards, Evan had this awesome, cool idea of riding Corkscrew for its 50th anniversary.
Oh, you're calling it awesome and cool now? You didn't like it at first.
It is what it is. And we're doing
the picture of Corkscrew. It's his 50th. We gotta do the ride.
We're doing the trackside takeover, where we will be going and getting in line, and we will be riding Corkscrew. Hopefully, we get like, I don't know. It'd be cool if we had 2 trains worth.
How many people does Corkscrew fit? Is it 7 cars or 4?
I have no idea. That's a you question.
Open up RCDB again.
And yeah, so, and then also really quick, if anyone's following us on our Facebook page, there is a new thing that Facebook released called Facebook channels. We have a Facebook channel for
I was going to ask, what is that?
So it almost looks like, I don't know what it is per se. Nobody can post in it. All you can do is like react to whatever. I almost think it's like X, but like for Facebook, but like nobody can like comment on what you post, and it's only by whatever, like, so it's only, I can't personally make a comment or anything or say something. It comes from the page. I'm going to use that as like, hey, we're going to do a trackside takeover at, I don't know, Iron Dragon or whatever. But you'll also be able to see, I posted all the information and stuff for the group photo.
Is it
I don't know.
It sounds like a direct message in a way for a page. Like,
maybe
for us, this direct message
but they have to follow us. That's the thing. They have to
if you choose to opt in, you will receive our direct messages.
Yeah, it's like snail mail, I guess, but like it's just a direct message, and
just I remember in high school, a lot of teachers used what they called Remind 101, and like the kids would have to sign up for it, right? But then it was one-way texting.
Okay.
The teacher would like send out like, "Hey, don't forget test tomorrow," and all the kids would get it.
Okay. Yeah, something like that, like a blast, like a informal blast, but
really, really weird. But okay.
Again, though, 3 p.m. in front of Corkscrew Station. If you don't know where the location is, click on our Facebook page. Go check out the event. I found a picture from like years ago, and I was like, "That's a perfect picture."
I was wondering where you dug that up.
Yeah. If anyone's curious, and this is why you listen to the podcast. 2022 was the photo.
It was probably just like part of a photo.
No. That was actually the photo. I think it was the year that they were starting to move things around for Top Thrill Dragster and stuff. And so I think I was like taking a picture of like befores and afters. I do that a lot. But yeah, so there's an arrow, there's a circle, and 3 o'clock, and then we're gonna ride.
Basically,
afterwards.
if you're getting a freestyle drink by Top Thrill 2, you're back. Turn around.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
where we'll be.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, right there.
Or if you're getting off a corkscrew, look to your right.
And
or down and to your right.
And then I don't think I told anybody this or anything, but be staying at Hotel Breakers the night before again, before opening day. So watch out for some content on the Facebook page.
Didn't you take your GoPro and mount it on your car as you drove around the peninsula?
Oh my goodness! Holy crap! We totally forgot.
Oh yeah, the causeway got repaved, kind of.
Yeah. So real quick, before we end, so the roundabout that's currently by Thirsty Pony, where we don't need your comment.
Sorry.
By Thirsty Pony, and Cedar Point has nothing to do with this. By Thirsty Pony, and like Famous Days area kind of thing. Anyway, where you return to go to Cedar Point, there's gonna be a roundabout there now. It's not like a giant intersection with a traffic light. There's literally a giant roundabout, and it's supposed to be, according to the city of Sandusky, supposed to be done by May 8th, which is a day before. A day before Cedar Point's opening day, and I was down there a few days ago. I think it was on Monday, and I was taking pictures and stuff, and everything seemed to be all paved up and stuff, except for they need to move a few more telephone poles, and they also need to do a second paving of the roundabout and stuff. It might still be under construction-ish, but like most of
it'll be functional.
It'll be functional. Yeah. So that's still there. And then also, like, I was literally just over hanging out with my binoculars, Evan, over by Battery Park, seeing I got to see Millennium Force test, Top Thrill 2 test, and I think that was about it that I saw test on the Monday.
I've been looking at the webcams every now and then. I've seen Millennium, I've seen Raptor, I've seen Valraven, I've seen Magnum, I've seen Steel Vengeance.
Should be testing.
Yeah, they're
moving. But yeah. But anyway, I was looking with my binoculars, and I saw a construction vehicle. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And he's driving across the bridge, whatever. And then all of a sudden I see a giant white van, and I'm like, well, that's not like, that might be a Cedar Point, maybe a maintenance guy, something, whatever. And I see him drive over, and I'm like, I don't know. So then literally I go and I drive over to where the causeway was, and I don't see the road closed sign. I'm like, and I look and I'm like, oh my gosh, I think, not to toot my own horn, but I think I might have been one of the very first to like drive on it, because they were moving signs out of the way and so on and so forth. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, perfect timing.
Like, who the heck is this guy?
Yeah, right. What is he doing? And if anyone wants to see the POV of driving over the quote unquote newly updated causeway, even though it's not done, it's they're going to be doing a lot more work obviously in the fall, but it's done at least for the summer. There's a new temporary bridge where, can I just say, holy mother of, you know what, the amount of people that, first of all, oh my God, I don't know why they took out the hump, the speed, the giant
about the bump on
the bump on the, if anyone knows, and when it took the causeway, and I guess you took it at crazy reckless speeds, 35 miles an hour is the speed limit, but you took it at crazy reckless speeds, and I guess you would get air or something off of the bridge. I don't know.
Oh no, I can confirm that. Yes, you did.
Well,
but why this was such an important part of these people's visits?
There's people coming out of the woodwork being like, "Oh my goodness, you know,
how dare they?
Like, why are they doing that? That's not fair." Like, I'm, this is the first ride before I get to Cedar Point kind of thing. I'm like, dear Lord, I'm like, City of Sandusky, please send the police over there, at least 5 cruise cars, and you will end up making your quota for whatever you need to make. Because
quota for the year.
Good Lord, people. Man, the amount of people that are like, oh man, if I'm not going 120 over that's nothing. I'm like,
why
follow the freaking speed limits.
Why are people so upset about a road?
I don't know.
That being said, I can complain about this because it's the city of Sandusky and not Cedar Point. The roundabout is such a stupid idea. Sorry, I had to say it. So stupid.
We'll see what happens.
The main thing I want to say is however awful it ends up being or not, don't blame the park, please.
Right. Yeah. They'll be like, oh, it's the park's fault.
The city of Sandusky decided to do this for whatever stupid reason. So when traffic is backed up getting out of Cedar Point for 4 hours because there was an accident at the roundabout, don't blame Cedar Point. Please.
Yeah.
Thank.
And the causeway still needs to obviously be added. There's an extra lane that's going to be added to it. It's also going to have like a pedestrian walkway and whatever. And I don't know for sure, but maybe I was thinking about this.
I'm not walking on that. I'm not walking.
I would totally. I actually would. Like if they had a place where they have like rent a bike or a scooter or something, I'd do it. Why not? I'd do it. I really would.
Because it's like a mile walk in.
I don't know if I would walk it. I said a scooter or some,
Oh my God, that is sunburn that hasn't even been discovered by mankind yet.
And then also, I was also thinking, I'm like, are they going to have to add like to the like maybe build out the causeway just a little bit, maybe, or maybe they're going to put all of those telephone poles that are currently on the causeway that screw up people's photos sometimes. Maybe those will go underground, and then they won't have to worry about those.
And you don't have to worry about people somehow managing to hit said telephone poles,
right,
and knocking the power out at the park.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So it's smoother in parts. Obviously, the bridge and everything is I feel like it's a little tighter, the temporary bridge or whatever, and I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That stupid bridge taking away my airtime.
Yeah, like what? How dare they? I don't understand. But
things people find to complain about. I can't believe it, dude. I really can't.
Right.
That is one that I really thought we wouldn't have. Like,
and this is just me, but I hope the park or Six Flags or whatever end up releasing a cool like rendering of like what the causeway is going to look like.
I don't want it if I don't get an airtime. There better be an airtime bump in that rendering, or I don't want it.
Yeah, right. I want to see like how they're going to add like extra lanes, because it sounds like they're going to have 3 lanes obviously going when the park is open. It sounds like
they're going to do 5 lanes, like 3 in, and then at some point during the day 3 out.
Right. And I'm curious on like, hopefully, because I feel so bad for those traffic attendants that like probably fear for their life every single day having to move those cones. Hopefully they get rid of those cones when they add that extra lane, and they have some kind of like gate system that will like an X on the top and a green arrow or something. I don't know, but
if they do, and this is like literally one of the first things I would change if I took over Cedar Point. Can we stop when we're just doing 2 lanes in, 2 lanes out? Stop putting the cones on the double yellow line. Like they're always like almost in the lane.
It's very close.
Guys,
yeah,
I'm gonna hit these.
Yeah,
just let me use the double yellow line like any other traffic or any other street on the planet, please.
Yeah, it's very, very close, but
just move the cones to the side. People aren't that stupid. Well, maybe they are.
Yeah, right. Oh, look at the comments, Evan. Look at the comments on the causeway, and
the airtime hump, and how could Cedar Point put in a roundabout? Because apparently Cedar Point owns Cleveland Road now.
Right. Well, people don't know. People are just visiting and for our page and stuff. Might not even know what Cedar Point is.
I've seen some people that have Cedar Point as their background picture.
All right. Well, you went a little further than I did.
You're bored at work, and
By the way, before we pass this off to Kyle, and we will be letting him talk about his entire cruise trip and stuff and everything. This will be a long podcast, but it's been a little bit since we've actually had a podcast. Before that, we'll be having next week. We will have an episode before Cedar Point opens, and we'll probably release it on opening day.
On the way to the park.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk maybe a little bit about like planning your day per se.
Hopefully we have some more stuff about like new food and stuff.
Maybe some new food teasers or something.
They came out the live entertainment schedule. We can talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit more about that and kind of like how to plan your day and have like maybe a successful opening day or something like that.
Reminders to how to properly set your expectations for an opening day.
Yes, and make sure that everyone's driving 35 miles an hour on the causeway.
Oh my God, I just can't with people, dude.
But
there's a reason I don't work in a customer facing.
Evan just works in a box. Job. There stares at a wall. Doesn't talk to nobody except for his girlfriend and a few friends. That's it.
I mean, that's basically what a cubicle is, my friend.
Yep. The water cooler? I ain't getting no water. I ain't talking to nobody. I don't want to talk to nobody.
I do catch myself. Hey, Evan, what do you want?
Yeah.
I'm not actually that grumpy. It's a bit.
Oh, that's funny. Anyway, so Evan, feel free to start yours, and I will close this out.
Da. Thanks for listening. Da. The parks are opening. Da. Yay. No, seriously. All that is actually true, and thank God winter is over. That is what I can say.
Yeah, right. And make sure you share this podcast with all of your friends. And there's no da for me because Kyle,
take it away,
you know
Kyle.
What? You're going to be up next, my friend. And feel free to close this out, my friend. And we will talk to you guys next week.
All right. Hello, everyone. Like Carsten said, at the tail end of the episode, I'm going to do a little trip report on the cruise we went on. As you all know, coming back from vacation, going back to work and life is not always the easiest thing. And I had a heck of a week at work and a heck of a week just trying to get back into the swing of things. So I opted to not record this week and do this instead because I figured we would still do it this week because next week is going to be all about Cedar Point prep since Cedar Point opens next week. Well, next weekend when you're listening to this. But, so I have Ray here with me because she was on the cruise as well. And we'll just go over what we thought. To kick things off, this was our third Disney cruise. So in 2024, we sailed a 3-night on the Disney Wish. In 2025, we did a 7-night on the Disney Treasure. And in 2026, we did a 5-night on the Disney Destiny. All three of those are the same class of ship in the Disney Cruise Line fleet. And it's also worth mentioning that all three of those cruise ships are basically identical down to the keel. Everything's laid out exactly the same. Everything's in the same spot. The only thing that's different on those ships is the venues, the entertainment spaces. The restaurants are themed to different things. The shows in the theater are different. But other than that, the layout is exactly the same. So kind of this was like our third cruise on the same ship. But I had some thoughts. Do you just want to start from the beginning?
Yeah, we can start on embarkation day. Like Kyle said, we spent a majority of our cruise career on a Disney cruise ship in the same class of ship. And out of the three that we've been on together, I personally think this is my favorite in theming-wise. If you don't know, the Disney Destiny is themed almost to a Marvel-style theme. The main atrium includes a statue of the hero Black Panther. There are Marvel characters that walk around the ship. And Spider-Man and his Spider-Bots are on the hull of the ship. They're the first Marvel characters to ever appear on the hull of a Disney Cruise Line ship. The very first day, when we got onto the ship, after we had our lunch at Marceline Market, where did we go? We went to the Sanctum. The Sanctum, which is that Doctor Strange themed little lounge area. I personally liked it. I know a little bit about Doctor Strange. But in my opinion, if you don't get Marvel or understand Doctor Strange, it's still a nice, cool place to hang out and maybe grab a drink, maybe play some trivia, maybe learn how to draw a Donald, or get to meet some new people on the ship. What did you think of it?
I enjoyed it. I'm not huge into Marvel. So kind of like you said, I didn't really know what any of the artifacts were, what any of the props were, but I enjoyed it. And that was kind of the theme for the entire ship for me, because I'm not super big into Marvel. Like the Tom Holland Spider-Mans are my favorite Marvel movies. I understood that. But the rest of it was kind of lost on me. Yeah. But I still had a good time.
The ship isn't just Marvel themed. There's also each level of staterooms are also themed. So the most stateroom level we saw mostly was Brave. Then it was also Hercules, and Big Hero 6. Those were the three main themings I saw throughout the staterooms. Our stateroom was themed Hercules itself, actually. On the bed frame wall, there was this huge mural depicting Hercules' journey into Mount Olympus, and it was beautiful. So on the first day, which was a day at sea, we got to really, really explore the ship. Pretty
Day at sea would have been day 2.
Yeah, so our first full day on the ship.
Yeah, so day 2
was a pretty in-depth walk around on the ship, get to know where your spaces are, because even though you're going to be on this ship for about 5 nights to 6 days, I still couldn't remember where we were at sometimes on the ship. But I will tell you that my favorite part about day 2, technically, was when we got to see actually the Disney Fantasy traveling right next to us on the sea, because we were taking around the same route on the sea. They also had a restaurant/snack bar on board called Edna's a la Mode. It was the Incredibles themed, and out of the 3 shops like that on the ship, I think Edna a la Mode's was my favorite. The other 2 on the Wish and the Treasure were Inside Out and Zootopia themed, and Edna's a la Mode really fit really well right there on that ship.
And then as far as your Disney, your main dining, rotational dining, 2 of the 3 restaurants were repeats for us. 1923 and World of Marvel are present on all of the Wish class ships. So the only rotational dining that was new for us on this trip was Pride Lands, a Feast of the Lion King. And if anyone listening is familiar with those kind of Wish class ships, in the back, in the very aft of the boat, they either have Arendelle, Coco, or Pride Lands, or Lion King. And all of them are kind of dinner show style restaurants. I'm not a huge Lion King fan to begin with, but I really wasn't a fan. The food was good, which I guess at the core of it is what a restaurant is supposed to be. But I really enjoyed Coco on the Treasure. Mm-hmm. I didn't not to knock them, right? Like I'd go back to any of them in a heartbeat. But I didn't really care for Arendelle that much, and I didn't really care for Pride Lands that much.
I'm a massive Frozen fan, and I couldn't agree more with Kyle. Arendelle's was pretty okay. Coco had the best show at all 3 of the ones that we went to. Pride Lands had my favorite food ever. That's the thing about a Disney Cruise Line ship. You'll probably have some of the best food you'll ever eat. But I can't agree with Kyle anymore with these 3 main big show restaurants. Is Coco was our absolute favorite show, and Pride Lands was fantastic on the food. The show, not so much, and I'm a big Lion King fan myself.
Besides that, though, I mean we don't really have to sit through here and go through like every single day. This is what we did. I'm just trying to hit on the big number stuff. As always, the service on the Disney ships are just phenomenal. The wait staff, they'll travel with you through all 3. Well, they will visit you at all 3 restaurants, but they actually move with you from night to night. So you have the same wait staff the entire cruise, and they're phenomenal. They pick up on what you like and what you need on day 1, and then the whole rest of the cruise, they just bring it to you. For example, vitamin water has been my go-to drink now for a couple of months. And on the Disney Cruise Line, they have that up on their pool deck. So on the very first night, I said, hey, vitamin water on the pool deck. Do you guys have it here too? Yeah, we have it here. That was the only night I needed to order it, was night 1. Every other night, it was at the table, ready to go for us, waiting. And that kind of, it just allows the waiters to really get to know you, over the course of your cruise. And it's nice to be able to see them on the ship too, and know people. So that's something I'm I'm a big fan of the Disney that I know they do differently than a lot of cruise lines is that rotational dining.
And it's not just the wait staff and the staff on the restaurants, but it's also the stateroom attendants, the people who run the gift shops on board, everybody that you interact with, whether it's a wait staff or a maintenance person to even the person you get coffee from only once on the ship, they remember like either your name, something you told them, and it is really, really nice to get on a ship, especially a Disney Cruise Line ship that where all you have to do is get on the ship and everything else is taken care of. Mm-hmm. Absolutely everything else is taken care of.
I say, what else haven't we touched on?
We have not touched on the new island.
Oh yeah, so this was our first time at the brand new Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point, the new private island. Every cruise in the past that we've done has gone to Castaway Key. I think on this one you're going to kind of find two differing ends of the spectrum. I really enjoyed this island. I thought it was real. I enjoyed the nature aspect of it. I enjoyed that it hadn't felt really grown into yet. You, on the other hand, you kind of are the exact opposite of everything that I feel.
I have a really big issue with how things were built on the island. Their entire goal with this island was to preserve the plant life and the corals. That's why they had to build the boat dock like they did, and we had to take a tram to the beach where we were at. Everything at their other island, Castaway Key, feels like it was made to be there. Everything's like one level, flat on the ground, everything like that. At Lookout, they have these wooden decks built everywhere that goes from building to beach to building to beach. And to me, if I'm going to be on a private island where I want to look at tropical plants and the ocean and corals, I don't want to see a bunch of wooden decks built on top of those plants. Because I'm going to be focusing on, well, am I going to get down these flight of stairs that were covered in beach sand and not fall? Now, the buildings in Lookout Key were a lot better than the ones in Castaway. The bathrooms were air conditioned. The food stands had a lot more room to eat and relax. But besides those two factors, I noticed that if I'm going to go to a private island, I don't want to have to worry about, well, I got to get up, walk all these stairs, walk all the way to the other side on this wooden deck, walk all the way back. I would rather just get up from my chair, walk onto the beach, walk onto the sand or the grass or whatever to another building, and then walk back to where I was. I understand they were trying to protect whatever flora and fauna and plant life and ocean life were on there, but it didn't feel like it when I'm walking on top of these long pathways that are covering these plants and bugs and animals from the sun or the sea. And I also did not like how far away we were from the ship. You couldn't see the ship on the part of the island that we were on because of how they had to build the boat dock to protect the coral reefs, which I 100% understand. I have no issues with them doing that. I think it's fantastic. But when you walk onto that, off the boat onto the deck and onto the basically long walkway to get off the ship to the island, I timed it myself. It took 10 minutes. And I'm a fast walker. And I know people who have kids, who have wheelchairs, who have strollers, and they did have options for people with mobility needs to take golf carts to and from, but that was over an hour wait sometimes. Then you had to get onto another tram to go to the beach itself. Again, I get why they do that, but it felt like if that was the only option, there needed to be either more trams or the trams needed to be longer because they did not have enough seating for all of the people going to and from the boat and the island. So, in my opinion, there are things about both islands that I like. I just like Castaway Key a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I like Lookout Key better than like aspects about them both. One of the things that you said was talking about the coral. To me, I thought that was the coolest damn part of the island. Like, it was real. At Castaway Cay, like you said, everything's one level. Everything's built to spec. Everything, because it's fake. They came in and they bulldozed an island and they built what they thought people wanted, which is great. There's a place for that, but it's all artificial. This island is real. That's why there's elevation changes. That's why there's pathways. That's why there's coral. It's completely natural. So I like both aspects of both islands. It'll be interesting here in September 30th.
Oh, well, technically October.
September 30th, we will be getting on the Disney Fantasy, our 4th cruise. Mm-hmm. And this one's going to be different because we won't stop at any other ports besides private islands. Yeah. So we'll hit Lookout Cay first,
and then
Castaway, and then a sea day, and then home. Mm-hmm. But enough about a future cruise. Let's see. We've talked about the boat. I mean, it's funny because if this will be the 3rd time that I've talked about a cruise on this show. And if you go back and you listen to the first 2, my opinions then are pretty much my opinions now because the boat's the exact same. But let's finish off. We can talk about
the show.
That's what I was going to go for next. So in their main theater, the Walt Disney Theater, there are 3 shows on this trip, or on this ship. There are Seize the Adventure, there is Frozen, and there's Hercules. We did not see Seize the Adventure or Frozen. However, we did see Hercules. I thought Hercules was great. One of the best stage shows I've seen anywhere. Very good.
I'm a theater person. I've been involved in theater since I was 11. And to watch a retelling of not only one of my favorite Disney movies, but also incorporate the musical in it as well, it was beautiful. It was incredible. Some of the effects that they did with the monster, the multiple-headed monster, was amazing. The costumes were great. The music. There's nothing negative I could say about this show besides that it ended and I can't watch it again.
Yeah, I thought it was great. It's really cool to see these, hour 90-minute plus Broadway shows at Seas. Just there's something about it. Besides that, maybe let's touch on. We don't need to touch on Cask and Cannon, but maybe we'll talk about the Haunted Mansion Parlor. Mm-hmm. This is the 2nd Disney ship to feature the Haunted Mansion Parlor, right behind the Disney Treasure. This one is an exact copy.
And as much as I love the Haunted Mansion Parlor on board the Treasure, they could have put a different bar on the Destiny instead of having a carbon copy of the Haunted Mansion bar.
I just think they did it because it was so popular.
Yes, but that same argument could have been made for the ship itself.
Yeah.
If the Wish was so popular, they could have just made a second one.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to have a Destiny-themed, Marvel-themed ship, and you have a Marvel-themed bar right across from it called the Sanctum, that's where the Star Wars bar should have gone.
Mm-hmm.
It would have fit a lot better within the theme of there being all about these heroes' destinies. If they did the Star Wars bar on the Wish better, then it would have been great on the Destiny. Let's clear that up first. But, like I said, I don't care if they carbon copy everything on every ship for the same layout. But if they were going to do another bar, I would have rather put the Star Wars bar on the Destiny and put the Haunted Mansion bar on the Wish.
Yeah, but what did you think of the Haunted Mansion bar?
I mean, it's a bar. The theming's really, really cool. It's really dark. But why? Because it's Haunted Mansion themed. It's real dark. And I don't know if they have a fog machine in the bar, but it almost felt very foggy in the bar as well, which was not a bad thing. I actually liked that.
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, I love the Haunted Mansion bar. Drinks are very good. Theming's very good. It feels like you could sit in there for 10 hours and not see everything. I think about the only other thing I was going to hit on was
what about the rainforest room?
Yeah, so that was going to be my last thing was the spa / rainforest room. Every time I go on these cruises, I end up going to the spa and getting a massage. And I did that this time. And it was great, like always. But something that we started doing on the Treasure, that we continued on this, was the rainforest room, which is part of the spa. Kind of, if you think about it, if you go to any kind of spa on land or, at a fancy hotel or whatever, they'll have all the amenities like the cold plunges, hot tubs, saunas, steam rooms, ice rooms, all these aqua therapy showers and everything. On the Disney cruises, that they have that, but it's kind of it's separate. It doesn't get included with any services you do. And that's merely a capacity thing too. So if you think about how many people get services done on a cruise ship every day, if all of them are hanging around in that area that's supposed to be quiet and peaceful, it's not going to be quiet and peaceful. So they put theirs behind a paywall, and it's something like $75 a day or about $250 for the length of the cruise, depending on the length of your cruise. For ours, for a 5-night, it was $250. We didn't do that. We just did it for a day. The day that we were in port at Nassau, because neither of us were too interested in anything on port. I love the rainforest room. I could sit in there all day with all the, with the heated loungers and the hot tubs. And
my favorite thing they have is they have a very, very, very shallow pool of water that have these cushioned seat swings that you can just put your feet in and sit there and listen to the sound of water and music. That is my favorite place to sit because I can rock back and forth and I can have my feet in the water or not in the water. The heated lounges I could fall asleep on, and I have fallen asleep in the rainforest room on the Treasure. I did that. And one thing that most people are concerned about getting on a cruise itself is, can you feel the boat moving? Absolutely not. If you are wanting to feel the boat move, the best thing to do is to stare straight out at the water, and then you'll see it move. But you barely feel it moving, and you get some of your best sleep on a cruise ship.
I mean, that's also, that's been our experience, but it's not necessarily true for every cruise. I mean, I was just reading something on Reddit yesterday on the Disney Cruise Line subreddit that when the Wish was coming back this past weekend, it had 16-foot waves.
Yeah.
And they had to take all the furniture off.
But the genuine scare is,
yeah,
can I feel the boat moving? And, it does depend on the boat size and the weather, definitely. But in general, when you go on a Disney cruise ship, you do not feel that water at all.
All right, I don't want this to go too terribly long because I don't know how much Carsten and Evan talked, but I will give my final thoughts, and then you are more than welcome to if you want to. For me, this was our third Disney cruise, and I was already counting down the days to our next one before we got off the boat. Like I said, I already said it once. We're going on the Fantasy in September, and I can't wait. It's been my most anticipated ship since we have started cruising. I think even on the first cruise, I think I said something about, I hear people talk about the Fantasy all the time, and it's great. And then, at that point, we weren't sure if we were going to do another one, and then we did our second one, and it was, this is great, but let's do the Fantasy. And then we booked our third one, and finally I talked him into getting on the Fantasy. So anyway, enough about that. Let's back to the Destiny. This was our third cruise, and to me, this is solidly my second favorite Disney ship at the moment. For me, I still enjoy the Treasure a little bit better, and the Destiny solidly in second. And then there's a pretty far line, and then the Wish after that. I mean, look, we started on the Wish, and we thought it was fantastic, and it was. It is a fantastic cruise ship. But I don't know. I think they missed the mark on a lot of theming on that ship. I think I don't know. We'll see. But it was a great time as always. My family was there, and it's starting to become one of those things where we look forward to it every year. you know, I like theme parks a lot. You know, you have to work at them like I do, and go to them on your days off and run a podcast about them. I mean, theme parks will always be my favorite. But anymore, I think cruising is my favorite style of vacation. You know, theme parks are stressful. Theme parks, you know, you have all the planning, and then when you're there, you're on edge the whole time about weather and downtime and lines and crowds. And it's stressful. You come back from your theme park vacation and you need a vacation. Cruising's just different. You know, you get on the ship, turn your phone off if you choose to. I never do because I like TikTok too much. But if you want to just get on the ship, turn your phone off and disconnect for a week, you can totally do that. You can leave the wallet shut, and it's something I really enjoy.
Yeah, so to finish off his closing thought here with mine, the Destiny is my own personal favorite ship out of the 3 we've been on. There's many minute details that were different from the other 2 classes of ships that we were on between the Wish and the Treasure that really impressed me with these. And again, I don't know if they're implemented around the other boats or if it was just on this one that we saw these small changes that I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed. And like Kyle said previously, you have to love what you're doing to really be into it. As a person myself, many different hobbies, they really do come together when it comes to being on a Disney cruise. From getting the chance to just relax in the rainforest room and then seeing a Broadway-style show at sea. I got to read a book in 3 days, which has been months since I've been able to do that. To trying different foods, different drinks, eating way too much free ice cream on board, too. That is another perk, is how much free ice cream you can figure out how much you can eat in a day. But cruising has become my favorite form of vacationing. I've been vacationing through a car ride, road trips, plane rides, bus rides, over into a different country, different states, anything like that. And what I've experienced from cruising is something completely different in its own category. It is the most relaxed I will ever feel, and it is also the most fun I will ever have, because on these ships, they've got places for kids to go, they've got places for teens to go, and they also have things for adults, which is very, very nice, because you don't have to deal with screaming children at 8:30 at night. It's great. But just to finish off my final thoughts, if you are ever considering doing a Disney Cruise Line cruise, do it. The only thing holding you back is you.
All right. That's it. I don't know if Justin has taken it away yet, but if he has not, take it away, Justin.
Thanks for tuning in to the Rundown on Fun. Don't forget to follow us on social media for all the latest updates from Six Flags Entertainment. And remember, always be kind to your ride operators. See you soon.